All right, I picked up 3 4-wheelers yesterday. 2 of them are in this trailer. So I'm going to unload them here and let's see what we think. All right, so obviously the first one is Chinese, and this one is a 92 Honda 250X, which, if you know, I got a couple 300EXs, and this is, I guess, the predecessor. Is that the one that comes before? This is the one that the 300EX is based off of. These came out in '88, and they ran these till '92, and then they were upgraded to the 300EX, which has got electric start, a little bit bigger motor. I guess that's really about it as far as the differences. The front hubs are usually a little different, stuff like that. But this one runs. There's lots of craziness going on with the plastics here. It's actually got a pretty nice seat on it, considering all things. Tires are flat, but they got some tread on them, right? I don't know what's going on here. Some craziness. The headlight works, of all things, right? What else about this one? This one runs, drives. Trying to think what else. Yeah, so I paid $800 for both of these. Had to drive an hour. Oh, the one thing that I really like about this is it's got Works shocks, front and rear. So I'm not going to do too much to this thing. I'm just going to clean it up, or I'm going to swap those shocks and put stock ones on it, and just clean it up a little bit, maybe race cut the fenders a little bit so it looks better, you know, cut it on both sides so it's a race cut, and then see if I can just sell for $800 or something like that. Now this one is like brand new. It's pretty clean. As you can see, it's a Pentora Ute 250. It's actually a 250cc engine with clutch, which is kind of weird for this kind of style 4-wheeler. And this one does not run. You can see here that this is missing. And I tried to pop it off when I was checking it out, and I sprayed carburetor cleaner through the carb, and it would not fire. So when you hook up a battery to it, the reverse light comes on. So I suspect that the gear indicator thing, there's an issue with that. The little gear selector switch, which I believe is behind this plate. You can see the wires coming out right there. So I suspect that's the issue, because typically if it thinks it's in reverse, there's like a, you know, it won't let it start. So that's what I suspect is wrong with this. I mean, like I said, it's not that dirty, or not that, you know, it doesn't look like it's been used that much. So I got the back rack for it. This looks like the front bumper, maybe. Let's see. Frick if I know. This looks like a bumper. I don't know. I don't know where this goes. Maybe the back? Maybe that goes like that. No, I don't know where this thing goes. Anywho, Let's see if we can get this one started. There's no key switch on it. I don't know, I fired it up last night. Let's see what it does. I don't know which way the choke is on this thing. I don't really want to screw with it right now because I know it runs. I want to get that Chinese bike running. So I bought all three of these, boom, 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 yesterday. I basically paid $400 for each one. I paid $400 for this one and $800 for both. Now this one has the rear plastics. They're a little chewed up, but nonetheless, they're all there. I don't know why someone did that crazy shit. There's a keyhole. But I think I can maybe like salvage these miter plastics, make them better. This does have a full FMF exhaust. Does need to be welded back up. Does have an AC rear grab bar. And I don't like these style Nerf bars, but these are not that bad. There's another style I've had on another one, and this mount went really low, which I do not like. However, this thing was sitting under a tarp outside, and I got it home and I noticed that that case is busted. So a lot of times these get busted and then, you know, it's not catastrophic. This stuff just doesn't, you know, fit right anymore. But I turned it over. It does turn over. So this one's a whole nother story. Or this one just, I don't know. I like picking these up. I like these Honda 300s. So, but today we're gonna get on this Chinese one. Let's see what we can do with this. Okay, so I got a battery hooked up here. Just a little auxiliary situation. And you see I got the key on and both lights are on. Now, if I put this in first, right, the light is still on for reverse. That's neutral. That's reverse right there. And when it won't let me, it won't let me start it when it's actually in reverse. Interesting. So maybe, I don't know what's up with this light. I've also noticed that sometimes it's like lit up just a little bit. So let's see if we can find anything behind this cover. I don't really see anything else electronic here. I mean, there's a CDI box. Yeah. let's let's take the spark plug out real quick. Or let's just use another spark plug and see if we have spark. Okay, so I've got this cover off, and you can see I've unplugged this little connector here. Now it wasn't even really tight in there to begin with. Let's see if we can see where it plugs in at. So now the lights are on. However, it will not start unless I unless I have the clutch in. So I'm gonna clean these contacts and we're gonna plug this back in, see what happens. Okay, so I popped off this little doodad here. There's a little holder, and I was able to get the little plug out. I cleaned it, and we still had the reverse light on, right? And then I kind of traced it back up in here to this plug, right, for the reverse light. I unplugged it, I plugged it back in, and our reverse light went out. And but now, just to make sure, you know, everything's working, that it's still plugged in, you know, I put it in reverse, the reverse light comes on. So I've come over here to check for spark now that it does not think it's in. Now that the bike does not think it's in reverse, let's see if we got spark. Saw that? Got a bad battery connection, but now we got spark. So that's exciting. Now, one thing I will say is this damn connection down here is loose, and that's what's causing some of my issues right now. So perhaps I can like bend these tabs apart or push them together. I guess they're not tabs, they're pins. You know, I can either push them together or like push them out. That way when they go in the little connector down here, they are like spring tight, if that makes sense. So let's try that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna bend these out a little bit. Maybe I'll even go get some sandpaper. Okay, now I got a little piece of sandpaper, like a 600 grit. I can't believe that the connection for the reverse light is what was grounding out, I guess. It must have been a little bit of water in there or something. Okay, now let's plug this back in. It's kind of hard to get down in there, especially now that I've kind of tweaked these pins a little bit. You know, it's a little bit harder to get things to cooperate here. All right, there we go. Plugged in that time. It feels pretty tight. Okay, now let's see if it. You can see our light there. We're consistently. This isn't flickering anymore as far as like losing a connection. All right, let's put the spark plug back in and hit it with some spark. Let's hit it with some go-go juice. Okay, so I put the spark plug back in. The air intake is kind of back here underneath the seat. So I'm gonna spray some carb cleaner in there. Let's see what happens. Wow. You know, I did think there's something wrong with the slide here, but I was not expecting that. What was that all about? I don't know what's going on with this slide. Okay, so the throttle cable was stuck, so I cut it, and now we can manually control the throttle like that. Let's turn the gas on. Let's turn the key on and let's see what happens. Looks like we got a pretty serious exhaust leak. Yeah, pretty sure it's the, what you call it over there? The head pipe. Looks like we might have to do a carburetor clean on it or something. But I'm going to order a new throttle cable and throttle assembly. It's like 12 bucks. A battery. And then I'd like to see if we can find a cap for that. Alright, so I removed the exhaust. And this is our exhaust gasket. Isn't that crazy? So obviously that ain't working anymore. So I'm gonna go see if I can find one in my little stash. Okay, this is the one I found. And it looks like that's gonna be the right size. Now, I don't know what's wrong with this one. It's got like a little crack in it. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be. I think that's how it's supposed to be. But anyways, let's throw it in. Okay, I just put the exhaust back on. Let's see what happens here. Oh, that's way better. Definitely gotta clean the carburetor. The choke has to be pulled for it to run real good. Okay, I gotta get that little timing plug, battery, throttle cable. So no more than 50 bucks. All right, we're done here for now. I put the carburetor back on. Waiting on the new battery and a new throttle. I put the cover back on. So once we get that $50 worth of parts in, we'll throw them on and we'll see if we can sell this thing. Hoping to get 800 bucks, which is what I got out of both, or what I paid for both. And hopefully we can make all our money back on this one. I can steal some parts off this, like the bumper and the shocks, and sell this one for maybe another 800 bucks. Double my money. All right, so if you made it to the end here, we're gonna wait on the parts for the Pentora right here, and it's 50 bucks worth of parts. So for both of these four-wheelers, I'll be in it for $850 so far. So if I can get $850 out of this, that means this four-wheeler is free. And then I can take those shocks off, swap them out. I have it's the work shock on the back too. Maybe take the heel guards off and put them on one of my bikes and the bumper. And then maybe we can sell this. We'll put it up for 1,000, maybe 800. We'll race cut the fenders so the fenders don't look as bad as they do. Maybe we can do something different here with the hood. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. The funny thing is that light works. So be sure to like and subscribe. We're at 462 subscribers. I'd like to get to 500. That's a great number to get to. This bike here, I don't know what we're going to do with it. I just bought it on a whim because I was kind of in the area. It's 400 bucks. It's got lots of good parts. So I still have the Can-Am DS650. The bike's kind of rough, and I've tried to sell it. And I mean, a top end for it with the cylinder and the piston and everything is like $1,000 bucks. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Maybe I end up redoing it, rebuilding it. But that's it for this video. We'll catch you next week when the parts come in for this one.